Hi, welcome back to Raunchy Reality Recaps. So in this video, we're going over Kim and Kroy. Yes, and this one makes me more irritated than anything. Now, these people who have been too busy, apparently going back and forth in the news, getting her vajayjay done, rolling around in a Rolls Royce that he's been ordered to give back, that he hasn't made payments on since last year, are too busy to make sure their gate to their house is closed so their two dogs don't go around trying to attack neighborhood kids. Yes. Anybody else irritated about this? And I'll tell you why I'm irritated. Because I was like the amount of times that I have been just trying to walk, and somebody who has a really aggressive dog just let it, they just let it roam around. Just accidentally gate up. If you have a dog, especially an aggressive one, put your dog up. Okay? Same thing when I see all these videos where they're people just coming to people's doors, knocking on the door, and if you know your dog is the one to run out, be aggressive, jump on people and everything, put your dog up before you answer the door. These people, apparently Kroy and Kim, can't be bothered to make sure their gates close in their neighborhood. And it's apparently not a one-time thing. Apparently it's happened before. So let's get into it. Now, this article is from TMZ. Definitely check them out because they always got the news. And this says Kim and Kroy cops called over their dog allegedly trying to tackle neighborhood kid. So it says Kim Zolciak, or I can never pronounce her name. I gotta look it up, girl. But Kroy Biermann are in the doghouse with law enforcement yet again after some peed neighbors called the cops after one of their estranged couple's dogs nearly attacked a kid. In Alpharetta, Georgia, cops got a call last week about the Biermann's dog from a woman who said it was off its leash. The woman claimed that this wasn't the first problem with the dog. The caller told dispatch the dog almost attacked her kids last month, telling the officers that the pooch chased them, but thankfully no one was injured. Given allegedly what went down, the caller said seeing the dog roaming without a leash was concerning, telling dispatch that the dog is super aggressive and never confined. Now, this apparently is on the group that they're in, which I might try to join that group and see if I can find out more information, y'all. So anyways, Kim and Kroy's dog Stone and Sin were apparently the topic of discussion in the Facebook group as well, with a concerned parent saying the dog had tried to tackle and attack their kid who was riding a scooter. And these are the pictures of the dogs roaming around. Again, these two people that don't have full-time jobs can't be bothered to put their dog up. Okay, what are y'all doing that's so important? Is it the surgery that you had to take Kim to so she can get herself a new sugar daddy? At this point, I don't care if I'm rude. I can't stand this. Y'all are way too old and y'all want to act way too classy to leave your dogs out roaming around the neighborhood. Put them up. Folks chimed in, pointing the finger at the estranged couple and saying it may be Kim and Kroy's dog. He's usually behind the front gate, but sometimes their driveway is open. It said, by the way, Sin bit their son Cash back in 2017, nearly blinding him. So you already know this dog's aggressive, okay? You already know the dog's aggressive. It almost blinded your son. And you buying all this crap y'all want to buy, spend all this money on these gambling, you're getting your vajayjay redone and everything, and you can't be bothered to, I don't know, get the dog trained better. Have you been training the dog? Because if you got all this money to spend on all this other stuff, it should be used to training your aggressive dogs that apparently try to attack neighborhood kids. Okay, yeah, You have the money, you just choose not to use the money. It's proof in your whole life that y'all have sit here, wanted to live the high life, wanted to get name brand stuff, but instead of sitting there and spending the money that you should be spending it on, like bills and getting your dog trained, and spending other times doing other stuff instead of making sure your dogs are put up, y'all want to sit there and, like, if you were so smart, you realize that literally this is a liability. You are going to cost yourself more money and lose a whole bunch of money because you're leaving your dog out for them to bite a kid. And do you realize people can sue you for that if that happens? Like, these people are just, they're dumb. They're ignorant. They're dumb. Definitely new money, as some people say. Like, remember that Titanic and they said that she was new money? Yeah. I'm just going to say that. They're new money. So, anywho, let's get on, because, sorry, I'm irritated about this fact. Irritated. I remember walking my dog, my old dog, poor dog, nicest dog in the world, walking her on a leash, and some neighbor that couldn't keep her dog, her vicious dog, in the yard and keep her door shut and her gate shut, dog came out and just ran and started barking, yelling, not yelling, but you know what I mean, barking, just being vicious. And just, if my dog wasn't the kind dog that she was and just sat there like a deer in headlights at that dog and backed up behind me, if she tried to attack that dog, my dog wouldn't be here probably, or, unfortunately my dog did pass away, but she wouldn't have lived as long as she would. She would have probably ended up getting really hurt that day. But yeah, that's why I don't care for people like that. And seeing all the stuff that these kids getting attacked by dogs. I lived in an area where just a few weeks ago, a poor elderly man got attacked by 2 dogs and then died because of it. It's ridiculous. They're trashy at this point. They're just trash. But the dogs are obviously not Kim and Kroy's only problems. As we reported, the local cops have been called a couple times to their home, and body cam footage from August showed unpleasant things have gotten in their house recently. Showed how unpleasant things have gotten in their house recently. Basically, they're too busy calling the cops on each other for foolishness that they can't properly take care of an animal. That's what it is. And, since we're going to just dig into them more, I've, got to catch up with some more news we have, their irresponsibility. So according to documents obtained by ET, this is an article from Entertainment Tonight, the court has ordered Kroy's 2020 Rolls-Royce Cullinan, I don't know, to be repossessed after Kroy failed to respond to a lawsuit filed by him against BMW. The order comes nearly 2 weeks after a judge ordered the estranged couple to play nice in front of their children. I mean, it's really bad when you have to have a court order for that. Like, come on. Again, y'all are trashy. I mean, just somebody move out the house. Like, you have enough stuff in that house to pawn. Obviously, you're not paying for dog training. Like, you have enough stuff you have in that house to pawn. You could have done without the Vijuju surgery. You have enough stuff. Somebody could have had a hotel room. Somebody could afford a $1,500, even a $3,000 a month rent. Y'all could afford that, because guess what? You ain't paying any other bills. Anywho, so they are also ordered, among other things, to refrain from harassing, vilifying, assaulting, stalking, or otherwise harming the other party or the minor children in any manner, form, fashion, or in neither parent shall disparage the other parent in the presence of the earshot of minor children. Kim and Kroy share 4 children, blah, blah, blah. We don't need to know that. All this comes on the heel of the strange couple finally putting their Alpharetta, Georgia mansion up for sale. The listed price is $6 million. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think. Okay, so y'all, I was trying to get the information on the whole Rolls Royce thing because again, we have this couple that haven't paid their bills on their house. It's been in foreclosure a couple times. They've been ordered to pay it now. And on top of everything, I mean, what are y'all doing? Like, why are you driving a Rolls Royce? Obviously, you don't have the money to keep driving a Rolls Royce. Otherwise, they wouldn't be telling you to give it back to them. I mean, it's literally insane, y'all. I mean, I don't understand what, like, is it because it's a lot of money? But usually I thought they just repossess the stuff. Like, some guy in a truck comes and waits until you park somewhere and jacks it. Like, I don't understand why they, like, did all this. Like, I don't know. Anywho, so BMW claimed that Biermann had entered into a 3-year lease agreement with them, which was set in 2020 and was set to end in 2023. The monthly payments amounting to $5,297.64, totaling up to $190,000. Apparently, he stopped making payment with the last one in September of 2022, so last year. Yeah. That's basically it. And you know what, again, you could have took that money each month and got you a regular old schmegular car, okay, and got you an apartment. But you couldn't give it up. You couldn't get the lifestyle. So this isn't only a Kim problem. This isn't Kim, like, doing the financials. Like, Kroy, you literally had this car. You couldn't afford it. You're paying over $5,000 a month in lease, and it's a lease. So I don't want to. Do you even? Do you owe it at the end of there? Like, I don't even know. I gotta look that up too, because I mean that's ridiculous to pay $190,000 on a car and not even own it. I mean, I get it's a Rolls Royce. I don't really know how expensive that car was, but I'm pretty sure it's really expensive. But the fact is, y'all cannot afford this, and this is his whole problem with this couple. And I think, you know, it kind of rubbed on. I mean, it might have started with Kim. Okay, I'll admit that. You know, it probably started with Kim, and then it rubbed off on Kroy, and Kroy's an adult, and instead of putting the brakes on it, he was like, you know, if you're going to be this fancy and waste all this money and get us in a debt, I might as well too. So Kroy is an adult now. He's driving in a car and complaining about how he lives with his estranged wife, and it's so bad a judge has to order them to stop doing all this stuff in front of the kids. They're calling the cops and everything, you know, locking people out of there. They're acting like teenagers when they have an option for one of them to move out. This isn't a people that are broke. Well, yeah, technically they are broke, but they have probably a lot of stuff that they could pawn. Like, have they ever heard of pawning? I know they don't want to, but they could have a yard sale too. Like, she could sell this stuff. I don't understand this. And the fact him having a $5,000 a month car payment and then crying about how he can't pay his bills, like, or how you have to live with your estranged wife and everything. Like, stop the drama, take that money, turn the car back in, and take the money that you spend on the car each month and probably all this other stuff, probably going out to eat, buying all this other stuff, and get an apartment, dude. Get an apartment. And get a cheaper car. Like, you can get a $500 a month car payment. I mean, take a couple of those months, $10,000, and you can get you a decent car, dude. But no, you don't want to go back to the lifestyle, but yet you're not raking in the money. You are no longer living in that lifestyle. You were living above your means. You're trying to keep up with the Joneses. But y'all, that's all I got for this. Or I'm just going to keep on going on because I just don't like these people anymore after this dog thing came out. Like, I was like, oh, you know, it's just a, like, regular schmegular relationship, you know, just with rich people. But now, and you know, I wasn't going to get on too hard. But now they just sitting there, like, putting the lives of other kids in danger because they're lazy and don't want to properly put the money to things that they need to put the money towards. So anywho, y'all have a great day. Like, subscribe, and share. Bye.